Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I know ball. Today I'll be showing you my predictions for all of the AL standings, AL awards, AL playoff predictions, where I have these teams ranked out of everyone, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get right into it. Fifth in the AL East, I have the Tampa Bay Rays with a record of 72 and 90. I personally don't think the Rays are that good. I have them ranked as the 28th best lineup in the 15th best rotation, 24th the best team overall. They signed Ha-Seong Kim, who's going to start the year out on the IL with shoulder surgery, but will come back and maybe he can bring in a few more wins. Shane McClanahan is coming back, and I'm sure he'll be really solid and put up a great season. Overall, this team isn't super good, and they play in a tough division. So for right now, I have them fifth, going 72 and 90. Fourth in the AL East, I have the Toronto Blue Jays with a record of 80 and 82. What a weird team. 18th best lineup and 14th best rotation, obviously according to me. So overall, a pretty mid team. My two key players for them this year are obviously Vladdy and then Kevin Gausman. He really had a down year last year, and if this team wants to be good, they need him to be a good one starter. Obviously, Bo needs to bounce back, and if they don't start off the season well, I would not be surprised if Vladdy isn't there at the trade deadline. They didn't really add any bullpen after losing Romano, so I don't know what's going on there, but if people turn around, they can be good again. It can go the same as last year, or they can make the playoffs possibly. Who knows? Third in the AL East, I have Baltimore Orioles with a record of 87 and 75. Fourth best lineup in MLB and 21st best rotation, overall 12th best in MLB. Two key players for them this year are Zach Eflin and Felix Bautista. Is Zach Eflin even a good enough starter to help this team get to playoffs? That's a huge question. Losing Corbin Burns is so big. He's going to have to take a big step up this year. And then Felix Bautista, how is he going to be coming back from injury? Is he even going to be ready right away? But he is so dominant. Whenever he comes back, he should be awesome. The lineup is really good, obviously. Gunnar, Adley, Colton. I love the first base duo of Mountcastle and O'Hearn. I think their bats will win them a lot of games this year, and their bullpen will help a lot too. But third, I have the Orioles. Second in the AL East, I have the Boston Red Sox with a record of 89 and 73. The Red Sox are good. Signing Bregman really helps his team. 11th best lineup and 17th best rotation. My two key players are Crochet and Trevor Story. I am praying that Story stays healthy. I've always liked him, and I want him to do good. And Crochet just needs to pitch. He's going to be good. He just needs to throw a decent amount of innings. The lineup is insane. Duran, Bregman, Devers, Casas, Abreu. It's so good. These Red Sox are going to be good. Oh, I'm going to be rooting for them. They're a good team. First in the AL East, I have the New York Yankees going 94 and 88. They improved this offseason, even though losing Soto. Bellinger, Fried, Goldie, Devin Williams, that's four great players that are really going to help this team. 10th best lineup and second best rotation, fourth best team overall. My two key players are Judge and Cole. Judge needs to hit in the postseason. Okay, go hit 60 bombs again. I don't care, but if you don't hit when it matters, I mean, why is he MVP every year? He's not even a valuable player. He helps them get there, but he doesn't do anything in the postseason. And Cole, he needs to have a bounce back year. Even though he's injured last year, he needs to be a top 10 pitcher again like he used to be. There's not much more to say. Everyone knows his team's good, but I have them winning back to back years in the AL East. Now, time for the AL Central, and coming in fifth, I have the Chicago White Sox with a record of 55 and 107. They still suck. Worst lineup in baseball, 29th in rotation, overall worst team. I hope all these young guys come up and end up playing good for them, but their pitching is so bad it's going to lose them a lot of games. My two key players are Colson Montgomery and Sean Burke. Colson is competing for an opening day spot, but he will be on the roster at some point throughout the season, and he needs to have a good rookie season for all these young guys for the White Sox coming up to look promising. And Sean Burke, he only pitched 19 innings last year, but they're really good. So maybe he is good. I don't know anything about him, so I just threw him on here. But the White Sox still suck. Coming in fourth, I have the Twins with a record of 75 and 87, 16th in lineup, 22nd in rotation. I may be underrating them badly, but they aren't better than the three teams in front of them. My two key players are Pablo Lopez and Johan Duran. I can say the same thing about both of them. They need to bounce back. They both had down years last year, and now they need to figure it out. I could also say the same thing about Edward Julian. That's even how you say his name. Joe Ryan and Bailey Ober are still solid, but the 4 and 5 starters aren't good. The bullpen's all right. Yeah, let's just see how this year goes for them. Third in the Central, I have the Guardians with a record of 82 and 80, 22nd in lineup and 19th in rotation. I think the Guardians are going to regress this year. They got worse at first base and didn't improve anywhere on the team. This isn't saying Carlos Santana's bad, but he's not Josh Naylor. My two key players are Emmanuel Clase and Stephen Kwan. So, Clase, what happened in the postseason? He's easily the best closer in the game, but he's a key player for me because if he brings that crappy postseason into this year, what's gonna happen? And Stephen Kwan's obviously a really good player, but how good can he be? And I think this year will show what kind of player he really is. Their rotation kind of sucks. There's not really anyone in there that's like really good, and the bullpen can't throw 7 innings every day. So we'll see how this goes for them. Second in the AL Central, I have the Tigers with a record of 85 and 77. It's a miracle they made it to the postseason, and I'll give them 85 wins, but I don't think they're going back to the postseason. The lineup is really bad, 25th in my rankings. The rotation does get 13th, though, 19th best team overall. My two key players are Colt Keith and Javier Baez. Colt Keith is going to need to play a lot better this year and have more production, especially while playing first base. And Javi Baez, we all know he sucks now, but maybe it turns it around because he takes it personal. He's losing his starting job to Trey Sweeney. That's just a thought of mine, but who knows how he'll play. Riley Green is obviously really good. He's the only guy in that lineup, maybe besides Parker Meadows, that can actually hit the ball. Bullpen's obviously really solid. 85 and 77 for me, though. Nothing better. Winning the AL Central are the Royals with a record of 90 and 72, 6 in rotation, but 23rd in lineup. May sound crazy because, Bobby Witt, Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino. That's it. There's no one else that really hits for this team. The outfield hitting is atrocious, and I do expect players to improve. And honestly, I do think they'll trade for someone at the deadline, but right now they just stink, besides the top three hitters in the lineup. The rotation is too good for them to not improve in the lineup somewhere. My two key players are Seth Lugo and Michael Wacha. The reason I rank their rotation so high is because they both had really good years for 2 and 3 starters. Lugo came second in Cy Young, and if they want to compete, these two have to shove again. But the Royals are for sure winning the Central, 90 and 72. Last division of the video, the AL West, and coming in fifth, I have the Athletics with a record of 68 and 94. I actually don't think the Athletics are super bad, but they aren't good. 25th in rotation and 24th in lineup. My two key players are Jeffrey Springs and Lawrence Butler. Springs got traded from the Rays, and he's coming off injury, so he can't expect super high, but he's shown he's been really good in the past and could really help his pitching staff. Lawrence Butler had a really good rookie season. I actually have him as a seventh best right fielder. If he has a good sophomore campaign, he could be an all-star at the halfway point for sure. Overall, they're still the Athletics. All of their players might not live the whole season playing on turf in 110-degree weather out there in Sacramento, I believe. And anyone that plays baseball knows it can get really hot on turf. So, yeah, 68 and 94. I also don't know why I didn't say it. Mason Miller and Brent Rooker are still really good. We love them. They're great. In fourth place, I have the Angels with a record of 77 and 85. They tried this offseason at least to improve, and I respect them for that, but the teams ahead of them are better for sure. 15th in lineup and 26th in rotation. Their rotation just sucks. Yes, they signed Yusei Kikuchi, but that's really the only guy they got in there. Ben Joyce is a stud, and Kenley will be a good duo with him. My two key players are Mike Trout and Logan O'Hoppe. Not today, it was announced Mike will be moving to right field this season to help his back. And yeah, that's what he really needs. He needs to stay healthy, and he'll obviously ball out if he does. Logan O'Hoppe is also a great catcher. He's got so much potential, and I really believe in him, but we could really use a breakout season from him. This year could be a good step forward for the Angels. In third place in the AL West, I have the Rangers with a record of 85 and 77. This team's offense is super good, seventh in my rankings, but their pitching scares me. I have them as the 23rd rotation, and they don't have a good closer. They're relying way too much on Jacob DeGrom and Nathan Eovaldi to stay healthy, and those are my two key players. This team cannot make the postseason if they are not healthy, but they can if they are, so don't be surprised if they do. Odolis Garcia also needs to figure it out this year. He needs to bounce back. They grabbed Jake Berger and Jock Peterson, which really boosts their offense. Losing Kirby Yates obviously sucks. He was awesome for them last year, but I still have them 85-77. Don't be surprised if they win 90 something games, though. In second place of the West are the Astros with a record of 90 and 72. I don't know what their front office is thinking because honestly, this team is still really good. Why are we giving up on Tucker? Why are we trading this guy away? He is a top five outfielder in the league. I genuinely don't understand. And we're letting Bregman walk to the Red Sox? Why? I don't get it. 12th in lineup and 7th in rotation, eighth best team overall. My two key players are Josh Hader and the whole outfield. Josh Hader didn't have a solid year as many people thought probably, but it was still really good, and I'm sure he'll have a way better year this year. And the Astros have the worst outfield in the league by far. Alvarez is a DH, and I don't know what Altuve is doing, but the outfield sucks. 90 and 72. In first place, I have the Mariners with a record of 97 and 65. This team is super good. I don't care how bad they hit last year. I'm predicting they all turn it around. I don't care. They're going to. Ninth in lineup and fifth in rotation, 15th overall. My two key players are Julio Rodriguez and Randy Rosarena. Julio is the star of this team, and it's time this year he acts like it. We need a good first half out of him and a consistent second half. Randy just can't hit like he did last year. It's simple. If he hits like he has his whole career, he'll be great. The starting rotation is super good. I don't know one person who doesn't think it's one of the best in the league. Not much to say when you know a team is really good. I'm rooting for the Mariners this year. In the first wild card matchup, I have the 6th seed Baltimore Orioles with an 87 and 75 record. They have stunk it up the past 2 years, so hopefully they can maybe win a game this year and score some runs. And they'll be facing off against 3 seed Kansas City Royals for a second year in a row. This time the Royals will be at home, which last year they didn't smoke the Orioles, but they beat them pretty easily in 2 games. I think the Royals pull away again with this series simply because the Orioles just don't have the starting pitching. For the other wild card matchup, I have the Boston Red Sox as the 5th seed going up against the 4 seed Houston Astros. As good as I think the Astros record will be, they're going to need someone at the trade deadline to help them in the playoffs, whether it's pitching or hitting. The Red Sox are very well rounded, which makes me think they're going to pull away with this series on the road. So that will be 2 years in a row the Astros lose at their place in the first round. In the second round of the playoffs, the 2 seed New York Yankees will be playing the Kansas City Royals again. We saw this matchup last year, and it wasn't really close. The Yankees kind of rolled through them. But this year, the Royals come out on top. I think something in this Royal team is going to be different, and I do think they're more well rounded than the Yankees. And now they have experience in the playoffs, so they're not going to be worried this year. And Aaron Boone's tenure is going to be done. That's my prediction for them. The 1 seed Mariners will be facing off against the 5 seed Boston Red Sox, and I think this is going to be the best playoff series of the whole tournament. I think it'll go 5 games, but winning that 5th game, I have the Mariners. Their pitching is just too good. They're not going to need all 5 guys, so if they throw Woo in long relief one game, it's going to be amazing. The short Red Sox Cinderella story will come to an end. So facing off in the AL Championship as the 1 seed Mariners versus the 3 seed Royals. I don't know what to say of the series because it would be really good. Both young teams on the come up and who will get the job done. In 6 games, winning the AL, I have the Seattle Mariners on the backs of the starting rotation. Bobby Witt and the rest of the Royals will get sent home a lot sooner than they would have liked. Now time for the awards. First off, winning AL Coach of the Year, I have Alex Cora of the Boston Red Sox. The front office helped this man by bringing in Bregman and Crochet. They also have Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer on the come up. This year, returning to the playoffs and having a great bounce back season will really help his voting. Alex Cora will win Coach of the Year. Winning AL Comeback Player of the Year, I have Mike Trout of the Angels. Super sad this guy is somewhat turning into a what if story, so hopefully he can play damn near 162 healthy games and be his MVP self again. Something every baseball fan would love to see. I know we just mentioned this guy, but winning AL Rookie of the Year, I have Roman Anthony of the Red Sox. We all know this kid is a stud. I don't remember if he's #1 on Pipeline or not, but I'm pretty sure he is. He won that minor leaguer competition at the All-Star game last season. He's doing well to start spring training so far, so maybe he'll earn himself an opening day spot. Winning back-to-back Cy Youngs is Tariq Skubal of the Tigers. This guy's just too nasty to not win it again. I actually had him winning it last year, and if you guys don't believe me, I'll prove it to you next video. Hopefully he can stay healthy to do so. Won the Triple Crown last year, 18 wins, 2.39 ERA, 228 strikeouts. He's just insane. He's winning back to back. And finally, winning the 2025 Most Valuable Player Award, I have Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals. Sick of Aaron Judge winning it. He doesn't deserve it. Bobby Witt does. This kid is so good. He's going to have another 30-30 season, maybe even 40-40. But his amazing defense. He has every tool you can imagine. This kid is such a stud. Thanks for watching my American League predictions video. Next will be the National League, including the World Series winner. Will it be the Mariners? Who knows? Like and sub. Have a great day.